All right, guys. Welcome back to Community Reviews. And the reason why you are seeing this right now is because I just recorded this great interview, which you guys are about to see. But before I show you the interview, I must say there was a lot of things going on. I've been dealing with this for a while. And I want to go ahead and put this out. So, first of all, I look horrible in it. I mean, I look cute, but you can't tell because first of all, there was an outage, and so a lot was going on. And so after I recorded the interview, she looks great. You can hear it's fine. I got completely frustrated, so I called Spectrum. Shout out to Spectrum. I'm gonna say this really quick. Spectrum, we were on the phone, and it took maybe 20 minutes, which is also very frustrating. 20 minutes, and they literally found out there was my computer's a big modem, all the different things. I mean, a big modem, a big computer. They had to add some gaming feature, turn it on. And when I tell you, once they turned it on, my stuff went like this. I'm not having any problems at all because I'm paying extra money. I upgraded. I didn't want to upgrade again because it was like, look. So that's why I have been having problems. There was some kind of gaming thing in the moment that had to be turned on because I'm like, this is a nice computer. I haven't even had it 2 years. So this whole time, I even got new equipment, y'all. So anyway, look, I apologize because of the way the picture looks and the glitches. It is fixed. Going forward, everything should be beautiful. I'm looking at 5 bars. It is a beautiful thing to see. So again, I want to apologize and come talk to y'all like I always do and tell y'all what it is. Make sure y'all do enjoy the interview. Okay? All right, guys, welcome back to Commission Reviews, the queen of reality TV. And of course, we are covering Never Ever Mets, the new show that is on OWN. And we've already seen one episode. And of course, we have the recap that we do on Saturdays. But behind the scenes, I do have a beautiful queen. And I want to bring her up here so she can tell her story. Jody, joAnna. I call her Jody. I'm like, I don't know. First of all, welcome. I really appreciate you coming on, Mama. You look beautiful, by the way. How are you today?
I am well. No complaints. No complaints. It's Friday. It's the weather is nice in Chicago, so it's gonna be a good day.
Mm, okay. Well, out here in Texas, it's like well, it's weird weather. It's just Dallas is just weird. But let's jump right in this, and I want to start with how did you actually get on the show? Because it's a reality TV show, and everybody has a different journey story. I said, how did you actually get on the show? Like your origin story. How did you actually get involved with this? Is a new reality show. Let's start with that. But it's a reality show. So how did you actually? What's your origin story about? How'd you get on the show?
Yeah, of course. Aaron and I had met on Facebook, and I want to say at the
Mm.
time he brought the offer to me because I wasn't the person that
Mhm.
found out about it first. He did. He shared it with me. He was like, I think we should do this. And I
Mm.
was like, okay, whatever. But at the time, I want to say me and Aaron had been talking for about 3 or 4 months at the time. So there was a bit of like a
Mhm.
gap between that and then us having attempt meeting and failing. And then once this opportunity happened, they were like,
Mm.
okay, well, now you guys really can't meet. So
Oh
that's why
wow, that's crazy.
yeah, so even on the show, it says like, oh, eight, I said like, oh, it's been 8, 9 months because at that time of filming, it had, that's how much time it passed by.
Mm.
But before all of this, I want to say it was only like 4 months. We were only on month 4, and we were literally supposed to meet the month before. He booked the flight to Chicago. I'm a podcaster, so I had a live show, and he was supposed to come to the live show. And literally a week before the live show, he lost his ID. And I got super annoyed because I'm like, one is like a super important like weekend for me. It's a live show, and then you lose your ID, and like who has one
Gotcha.
ID anyway? So
Mm,
that happened, and then like literally a month later or so, he was like, "Oh, I found out about this opportunity. Let's give it a shot."
mm,
And I'm like, "Okay, whatever, I guess." And then they, throughout the casting process, they were like, "Well, you guys can't meet yet because now it's gonna be special." And I'm like, "Okay." So that's
right,
just
right,
really how it
right.
happened. It kind of just fell into it, like it just fell into my lap literally, and I didn't know what to expect, what to
Wow.
make of it. So a lot of like what people see in real time is like me processing all of what's happening in real time. Like, you're gonna see
Mm,
some, anger, you're gonna see some frustration, you're gonna see some irritation, you're gonna see some happy points. But these are all
right,
like
right.
this is my real experience.
I want to ask. Well, this is a question you've probably been asked 1,000 times on and off the show, like the why. Because a lot of the show, the question, why wait so long? And you kind of answer part of it, obviously, with the show and everything going on. But you said before a month, so that was my question. You kind of answered, but it's like, why wait so long? Because what would have happened if the show wasn't involved? And he missed the ID thing? Y'all still would have waited longer to see each other.
I don't think so. No. So I know me.
Mm,
No. For me, again, I said this on the show. I thought 8 9 months was a while, and again, we came 8 9 months because they said, okay, well, during this process, you guys can't meet. So if even the so
okay.
I want to say we were originally supposed to meet after like month 3 going into 4. So it was around that time, which I think is like a reasonable, like that's like a good kind of I feel like it's a modest amount
Mm-hmm.
of time. But again, it just doubled
Mm-hmm.
because the casting process was a very long time. So we're going like, we
Mm,
go summer, then like so it's like on on the outside look, of course, like why would you wait that long? And then even we didn't
mm-hmm.
that there were going to be other couples in the house. When we started hearing how long other people were, talking and dating, it's like, whoa. And again, 8 9 months.
Mm,
So I said that to say, definitely do not think that we would have waited longer to meet. It probably would have came down to one of those situations where it's like we either meet or we stop.
mm. Okay. That makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense, especially the last part. And from that, a couple of fans online hit me up and was like, they really want to know, especially after that whole bottle opener situation, why did you do that man like that? That was legit how the question was asked, and they want me to say it exactly like that. Why did you do that man like that?
So my whole thing with that is that I know he doesn't drink. I know he doesn't drink. I'm not a big drinker.
Mhm.
Like that's not something that if
Okay.
someone asks me like top 5 things you would like to do on a date, drinking probably not one of those things. So for me, I'm
Mhm.
like, why
Mhm.
are
Got it.
we like didn't feel like this was like curated or customized for something that we should have been doing together. I feel like this was like a placeholder date
Mm,
where anybody could have been dragged and dropped into this situation. So it didn't feel like anything that me and him really connected on because it just didn't feel natural. It didn't feel like something that we should have been doing at all. I would have expected something a little
mm.
bit more fun, active, of us work out. Like, why are we here?
Right. Right. Wow.
But even with the bottle
So that
opening
even one
thing,
more
like
question that
he was
oh
wrestling
go ahead,
with
go
the
ahead.
bottle. Like he was wrestling with the bottle, and so I was getting annoyed. Like I was getting annoyed instead of him just saying like, "I don't know how to open it. Let's move forward."
Your
So
face.
that's why it's like, I say, "Do you know how to like? You don't know how to open
Mm,
it?" And he's like, "Well, I've seen it on move." You're not answering my question. So that's why I repeated it because like, don't do that. Like I'm gonna keep this specific question until you say no. Here you like would have went a
right.
different way if he had just said, I don't know what I'm like. If you
I
notice,
don't
like
know
in
how to do the
the TV episode, he was like trying to open it with his bare hands at first, and I'm
he
like, what are you
was.
like? The court, it's right here. The corkscrew's right here. Like, what are we doing?
Oh, Jesus help. Poor thing. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what people was like. Well, that was the other question. But did you even like him? And I think they based that question off of that entire scene with the bottle, like in your face alone, like your eyes, like because it was. But with the bottle, you was looking at him like, do you not know? So the question was like, does she even like him? I was like, Jesus Lord. So that's the question. Do you even like him?
What's funny about that question? First of all, to
I'm sorry.
very
That was the
directly
actual
answer it,
question.
yes. Right. But outside of the answer being yes, what's interesting is that people think that just
Mhm.
because you like someone, you're not allowed to get irritated with them. Those
Mm,
two things can be true. And I was irritated. Like, and even before that, he was like,
period.
oh, first of all, I dance. Right. So I salsa and bachata dance. I've been doing this for years. I've competed at salsa and bachata
Mm,
conferences. I know how to salsa dance,
ooh.
but so a follow. I don't
Mhm.
like to back lead. I don't like to like if I'm gonna lead, I'm gonna lead, but I don't
Right.
like to back lead. I'm a follow.
Gotcha.
So I like to dance with
Mhm,
someone
mhm.
that knows what they're doing. That said, when he said, "Oh, I want to show you
Right.
something that I've been working on," you see my face. I'm like, "Wait, what?" Like I was excited,
Yes,
and
yes.
then I asked him, and I was like,
A
"When's the last
mess.
time you danced?" And he said, "When I was 8." What? You said you had been working on something.
That was like
Like his specific words were, "I want to show you something that I've been working on," and I was
woo,
like,
my lashes.
excited to see what's going on, and then we're stuck in this basic
A
step,
hot mess.
and I'm like, "Wait, hold on, let's rewind. When was
I ain't
the
gonna lie, he
last
was
time?"
struggling.
And he said 8. He said when he was 8. So you didn't
I
work.
died.
So you
I
told
died.
me that you were on something, but you weren't. So why did you tell me you were working on something? Like
Mm,
when you tell someone that you're
right,
working on
right.
something, or I
That
want to
was
show you something, you set the
mhm,
expectations up here. Like
mhm.
you got me excited for this
Yes, ma'am.
experience. And now I'm like, what's going on here? Because I take what people
Oh my
say at
God,
face
poor thing. He was struggling.
value. Yeah, so that's what it
Right,
was. It was like
right.
I'm taking what if you tell me you've been working on something, and show me something. I'm looking forward to it. And then it's like,
Right.
okay, now, no.
He said,
So actually, what ended up happening is now I have to teach you something, and that's not what I came here to do. Like like
right. It was just if he would have just maybe turned that around and like, hey, I want to learn how to dance. I know you dance. You want to show me something? I think that might have came out. It was to me. The date was kind of
because
crazy.
the
I didn't really
expectations
understand.
would have been set
I have to add
differently.
just
If you
this when you were standing there, when you say how he was standing, I'm not gonna lie, that was one of the funniest scene. So what was the problem with how he was standing? Lord, that was so funny. You was like he said this is I don't forgot what you said. Was it not a movie scene or love or something? Oh my god, it was hilarious. What?
okay, so the reason that was funny is because he was sitting like this the entire time I was walking, the entire time up until I got like
Oh,
close, and then he
okay.
moved.
Okay.
Now, to give you guys a sense of how long I was walking, because I had to walk down a hill.
Mm,
I had to walk down a hill.
right.
So
Oh
I'm
my god.
walking and
Not
I'm
the
walking and
not the
I'm
staring
walking
contest.
and I'm walking, and it's like, so again, like
You say no movement. You was like, is he real? AI.
because he was just doing like this, and I'm like, are you gonna like
Oh
meet me halfway
Jesus.
a little bit or something? So that's what that was. Like I was walking for
Oh, for
way longer.
real. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Like I was
Right.
walking for a while. So I'm like, okay. uh, I guess I'll keep walking. I have little
Okay.
legs, so I have to walk like twice as much as the average person with normal size legs.
Uh right. Right.
So
Mercy.
yeah, I'm like,
That was a good point. That was a good point. Why didn't he be halfway? I like that. God, that scene was so funny when I saw it. I was like, he was kind of. I said because of course we don't see the editing, so we don't see how long he was actually standing there. But I was just like, what? It was just funny because you were just looking like, what? Like, what's the tea? I don't. every time you,
right, yeah,
every time something happened, you
yeah.
just like, I don't.
It's like one of them things where it's like
Oh
you're
my god, I'm sorry.
they just stand there and it's like you're still walking and you're still, it's like I was walking for a while.
Mhm. She was like, okay, you can't even come meet me halfway. So let me ask you a question. So let me get this final question to you. Did he start out bad with the stand? Did it go bad from there? Because sometimes you can go on a date and you can put a bad taste in your mouth, a small thing in there, they didn't open the door for you, whatever it is. So did that just start out bad for you? And the date just kind of was like, is that literally what happened?
Yeah, so I feel like because things were kind of happening, like, again, I'm not knowing what to expect, but every single thing has
Mhm.
been setting the expectation since the moment we see each other, right? So I walk up, we
Mm.
embrace, all right, fine. He's like, I want to show you something that I've been working on. So immediately he's telling me, like, look, I'm gonna show you a routine. I know you like to dance. Then he says, like, so again, I'm like, okay, we're fine. Then he says, like, have you salsa dance? It's like, come on now. You know I do. But I laughed it off. I'm like, of course it's
Right. Mm.
again, I get it.
Right.
So it's like, all right, small talk, whatever, fine. Then we get
Mm.
to dancing,
Mhm.
and it's like
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
already set the expectation up here, and then it's like you taking a class since 8. You haven't really been working on a routine like you told me. So now it's like, ugh. And then
Mm-mm.
we dance for a little
Wow.
bit, and then we go over to the charcuterie and wine. Mind you, I'm hungry. Like I'm hungry. I want more than just some cheese and crackers.
Okay.
And not
Mhm.
just that
Right.
there's flies everywhere because we're outside. We're exposed to the elements. So I hate eating outside.
Yeah.
Like I hate it
Okay.
very bad. Like I'm the type of person that goes to the barbecue and I get
Same.
the food and
Same.
go inside and go eat inside. And then I'll come join you guys when
And
I'm
go
done eating.
inside.
I
Okay.
don't like fighting insects.
Because we
I'm
eat
not
hot
trying
too,
to
so I get it.
yeah, I'm not trying to be fighting a bug's life just to eat my food. I don't like that.
Come on now,
Because the flies,
girl.
they can have
It's impossible.
you can have it. You can have it. So that's what that
Period.
was.
Period.
And so we're standing there. We're like, so it felt like in the moment, like we're sitting there and we're talking, right? But it's only so much talking that I want to do
Mhm.
on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
So it was just
Gotcha.
it. And
Wow.
again, like it was different. It was a different experience. Again, you don't know what to
Mhm.
expect, but at the
Right.
same time, it's like I, I would have at least had good food. And then it was the only thing we had technically to indulge in was the wine because I wasn't gonna eat that cheese.
Mm.
So when it came down,
Girl, none of that.
yeah, he said like, oh well, do you want some wine? Because that's the only thing that's covered. Like the food is uncovered; it's sitting
Mhm.
outside. So the only thing that's covered that we could
Ain't no telling
indulge
how long I
in
was out
was
there.
the wine. So it's like it's honestly even in the episode, it's just a lot of small stuff where it's like just logistically, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. Because again, we're on an outside date with
Mhm.
uncovered food. And so it's like, okay, the only thing we can do is maybe drink the wine. And you're wrestling with the bottle now. So it's like, ugh.
And the bottle won. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I
well,
yeah,
this is a new season. I think it's gonna be an it's I'm just gonna say it's a new show, and I think it's a breath of fresh air, something popping, and I look forward to seeing your journey because you're hilarious. Let me say that. Start with that. I ain't gonna lie, I do feel bad for the child, but I just want to see whatever it's going to be, what's going to be because it just gives awkward. No shade. I'm sorry it does, but hey. I think I see you trying to do what you got to do. So I can't wait to see the episode which comes on tonight. So it is what it is. Mama, I want to appreciate you coming through to my platform and telling us about
yeah.
all the flies and all the things. And I appreciate you, but you are hilarious. So, and of your podcast, I've also checked that as well. So you are very
Oh yeah.
talented, period.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
And
you.
have the main things going. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, mom. With that being said, this is Commission Reviews, the queen of reality TV. Never Ever Mets does come on our network every Friday. You guys, we do the recap about it, of course, every Saturday at noon here on YouTube. Commission Reviews. That being said, bye.